Welcome back, my country people. So, guys, people like Hilda Dokubo have been standing up to Wike for a very long time now, and she has proven that she's not just a woman. She speak. She dey talk without fear. She not dey fear wetin Wike won't do or not. She has a whole lot to say. So, guys, in this video, I'm going to drop it. You will see all the things she has to say. She said how Wike and other people are trying to use the resources of Rivers State because of their own benefit. And one now she dey talk, she no dey fear to call names. So she dey call names, she no send. And in this video that I'm about to drop with you, she has also said a lot. So please take a look at it.
Hate and anger for the other person. In fact, we had a scenario where staff of the two governors, the outgoing governor at the time, Amechi, and the new governor, Wike, pulled guns at themselves very close to LNNG. And, that was the height of embarrassment that we received. It deepened so much, that hate and anger deepened so much that you would attend a birthday party, and people will be asking, on which side is this person? So you were identified by which side. Are you on Amichi's side or on Wike's side? It was so embarrassing. You couldn't attend your friend's party without feeling out of space because you didn't belong anywhere. You were you. You belonged to yourself, and you have only come here to be with a friend, to hang out and have a good evening or afternoon or whatever time of the day. But in the last 2 years, almost, people could sit on the same table. You will have PDP, of course I'm Labour Party, Chairman Labour Party Rivers State. You have on the same table, you have PDP, APC, Labour, ACN, everybody, SDP. Sometimes we drove in the same vehicle to wherever it was we were going. And then when it was party time, everybody go to your party and do your party work. But when we were out to hang out, we would hang out as friends. Because you see, Port Harcourt is in such a way that if I grew up in town, I know basically everybody who grew up in town when I grew up. So like we all know our age mates, and we know our younger siblings, age mates and classmates. So we basically know us. Except of course, some people who were bush people, we didn't know them because they had no interactions with us. But take that away, we were all so closely knit. Politics separated us once. You'll be wondering, why am I going through this story? I don't know what I was looking through, and I saw some paper where, this was in 2013, which is 12 years ago, and there was something published which looked very much like today, where in the publication say you cannot declare a state of emergency if you have used state money to put somebody in office. Then, and here we are. We're at a point where a sole administrator, even by the name. In fact, before I go there, let me finish my story about how the narrative has changed. How Rivers State became very conducive for business, very easy to do business. People were coming from everywhere to invest in this Rivers State. And that's how you create wealth. And that's how you build people and communities. Now, when these businesses come in, what happens is, whether you like it or not, this building is happening in your state. So they're going to employ people from around. So jobs are created. You're going to buy things from this place. So sales will happen. Commerce will increase. You're going to bring in people from one place to be in this place. So they would need accommodation. So either somebody's house will be rented or the hotel will be rented. People will eat. So somebody who cooks food. So the list just goes on. It is endless when you have investors. And that was where we were in Rivers State. No crisis of any kind. No trouble of any kind. Nothing. We just had 2 male adults. One who refused to admit that he is no longer governor, and one who is governor and doing the best that he can to just face his work. As I say, face front. who was doing his best facing front. And here we are. The one who thinks that he has federal might has gone to rake up something that does not exist. They said they had pipeline was broken or was compromised. And then it was no longer compromised. In a country where things work, whoever came with that lie should have been made to face the law. But not in Nigeria. In Nigeria, it's deepening every day. It's deepening to the point where people had to bring in women who had relocated out of River State, who haven't been anywhere in River State since maybe 8 years, 10 years, when they could not stand the heat of bad governance, the heat of tearing people apart, of people talking down at others just because, they think they are masters and lords. But this is where we are today. If you drive around Port Harcourt, you will think there's something. You'll be wondering first of all, where's the crisis? But then you will also notice that everything stopped. It's like life was removed from the state. Light was removed from the state. Like even at day, it looks like there's a darkness covering the people. That darkness was there. It removed itself. And in the last 2 years, we've had light. But suddenly, everywhere is tensed and moody and everything. Yet, it is not of any kind of crisis. Plateau had a mass burial. There's no state of emergency there. Benue is crying. In fact, these places are begging that please declare a state of emergency for us. Declare it for them. They need it. They need to stay alive. They need to be safe. Boko Haram is killing them. But where is our president? Our president is between London and Paris because they say the French president is not there. So how can he be there if his host is not there? Perhaps that's not his host. Perhaps something else is hosting him. He's not there. Everything is falling apart. How selfish can people be? How selfish? Why can't you just accept that you are no longer governor? That you have been governor for 8 years. You are no longer governor. Let the man who is governor stay there. No, because you use state money to fund that election. You want to impose your rules over the state. Even when the state is saying, leave it alone. No, you have brought in your friend. How can a total stranger, what's happening in my state is making me ask myself, can an armed robber enter your house and then call your family, say to your father, find your daughter while I rape her, and to your mother, hold her legs apart, and then your father is finding and saying, this is very good for you, you will suffer this rape. Like, are you serious, dude? You don't realize that you are the one being humiliated? That yes, the girl is being raped, but you are the one being humiliated and are thoroughly abused and scorned and shamed because you are the father who should fight to protect your daughter. But there you are, holding her legs and fanning the man who is raping her. It's a shame. Big shame. But this is where we are. This is Nigeria, where nothing seemed to work except oppression. Because otherwise, really, what part of the Nigerian constitution, what section, what article, what clause, what is it? What part of our constitution allows a sole administrator to tamper with the state like this? What part? Except that those who should protect the state are the ones who are asking people to come and rape the state, rob us, steal from us, take things that should be used in improving our people. Take it. If I'm not the one who is taking, it's either me or nobody. Haba. This is so nauseating. I've never seen greed at this level my entire life. And then a few people are jumping around the whole place like grasshoppers, talking rubbish. You think this is ethnic? No! This was what happened when Mrs. Jonathan, for want of what to say, had to exclaim, there is God. Oh, we have not had any truer speech than that. There is God. There is God. Today, that same Boko Haram is the same Boko Haram that is destroying everything in the north and has pressed down all the way to Middle Belt and has gone very close to Ondo. So it's coming. It will come at you. Whatever monster you create will one day consume you. One day, when you forget that there is God and you take it upon yourself to become God, to play God, God will definitely show that He is God. He will. We wait for you. We wait. You people think that, first of all, it's not your money, you know. When you say single-handedly, it is state money. First of all, it is rude that you remove state money to do personal stuff. But you rub it on our faces. All the crisis that happened in Lagos State happened under this same administration, under this particular president. He did not declare state of emergency in Lagos. Sense, Yana. No sense. No reasoning. When people speak from every side of the mouth, that's it. You can never say anything and remember it. Because you are farting through the mouth instead of words coming out. Filth. For what? For what? State is on pause. The things that would have happened in the last 1 month, none happened. Except, of course, some white-wearing women walking around. How many of them live in Rivers State? They ran away after their husbands created problems. They shipped them out. Came back to wear white. It's crazy. You see, it's only people, if you are not in it, you will not know. Some of us had to work extra, and I'll tell you why. You see, the kind of work that I do, I partner with a lot of non-Nigerians, and a lot of times as part of my work is that they would have to come and see what I'm doing, do a monitoring and evaluation of my process. And up until 2 years, they would never come. I would have to carry my documents, pay my ticket, and go with it for it to be evaluated. That was crazy. Crazy. Because you want to scale up your process, because you want to grow. But because of the political situation that I had in Rivers State, that growth was made impossible. So we had to keep walking and walking. KO Baba walks. I don't even, if KO was anywhere else but Rivers State, I don't know how large that young man would have been. That boy walks round the clock just to try to make sure that the public image of Rivers State is clean. And then people will just come from nowhere and do what they want to do. He can't take on any project, Patricia, but he's awarding contracts. So who? He's employing people. Who are they? How long has he stayed to know who? At least what we know is that before people are appointed, people from that LGA, when they say, oh, this kind of job belongs to this LGA or has been drafted or zoned to this LGA or to this qualification, people are asked. This guy just called. They're like, he's a sole administrator with total disrespect for people. Total disrespect. Court stops you. No, you must do what you want to do. Anyway, make it ready. Any of River State's money where they spend unlawfully, they will pay it. They will pay it. This is just crazy. Court says don't touch this money. Court says don't give this money until appropriation. And then you carry, you say you want to do. You haven't even done, they have carried our money and given to you. As who? As who, as what? When I said it from day one, that this is about our money and nothing else. If this was about safety and protection, several other places right now will have state of emergency because they are at that point. But this is about our money. That's why it is our own that is state of emergency, even with the peace everywhere. Does not matter to them. What they want to make sure happens is that they protect this money. For how many years? Every bloody time. Money that is used in running certain political parties must come from River State. And they must end up how they tell these fantastic stories that entices our own people to begin to take money meant for state development for rubbish is what I don't know. So for once in 2 years, one man says, I want to do something. I want to leave a legacy, something very close to what Jetty Spieth left for the state, because all of us move around and we see the legacies of Jetty Spieth and we're like, wow, if we only had this, if we only had another of this, and that's the offense. That's the offense. So the question here, all of us should start asking ourselves, one after the other. Every time something goes wrong in Rivers State and people move, they move to a particular place. So there's an attempt at ensuring that we never stand. Because if we stand, that place will lose. Does it make sense? Every time any creative gets up and there is no encouragement coming, the person goes off to Lagos. Have you looked online to see that all the people attacking the issues of Rivers State are not even Rivers people? Why is it of such importance to them? These are the same people who told us Rivers people to go back. I tell people, I say there's something that a lot of people don't know. My last name is very pronounced. My last name is Dokubo. So once you hear it, you would know that this is a Rivers name. You don't need anybody to tell you that this is a Rivers name. But I went to Lagos as a copper, and they would refer to me as Omo Igbo. As many times as I told them that I'm a jaw of Calabari extraction, that many times they called me Omo Igbo. So these people they just don't understand it. You are mistaken for what you are not already by certain group of people. Then you on your own, you take it upon yourself to try to disrupt your own growth in your own place. Does it make any sense? Does it make any sense? Do we all have to worship another God other than Jehovah? Similarly, Ifubara was clear. He said he will not lead on his knees except in a position to pray and praise God. That's the only time he would kneel down. I know a lot of us are very upset with his silence. We think he should speak about what? To who? Speak about what? We all need to do better than we're doing, Rivers people. It's our state. Every time they tear us down, what happens is that it takes time to rebuild. Those of us who have worked extremely hard, like we always tell people, you see, what the world knows about Nigeria is not what those ambassadors that are appointed are saying. It's what the filmmakers, musicians, athletes, fashion designers are saying by their work of art. Those are the things that market us. Those are the things they know about us. Those people who go to school and stand out and come out with first class. These are the people who are telling the story of who the Nigerian is, not what the politicians are doing. So we need to know that Rivers people, we are who we tell the world we are. So we don't let anybody change that. We have built for ourselves a brand new reputation. We must uphold it. We don't let anybody. When they lied that there was a blast, there was no blast, and they knew they lied. They are perhaps right now trying to create another lie. They would have gone to tell somebody who has no idea of what to do, and then they want to do that. Why? Because once you do that, you create artificial problem that does not exist. Or maybe, they said there was a blast and they gave 6 months. They're probably looking for another way to extend it by trying to create another problem for themselves. But God not is sleep now. God not is sleep. Something has happened. Everybody will rest a bit. So please, let all of us know that Rivers State is in our hands as Rivers people. It is in our hands. It is up to us to uphold its virtues and beauty. It's up to us to defend our land. It's up to us to defend our wealth. We cannot see. At one time, our governor was called Father Christmas. At another time, and all of this was because people were throwing our money around. At another time, a governor was referred to as half this and half that. In fact, because of his name, they gave him to a place that he didn't come from, because every contract, every job, everything went to that part of Nigeria. We survived that. Then we had the emperor. Why was he emperor? Because it was only what he wanted, how he wanted, where he wanted it, that it went. For once, see, we need to learn to tell ourselves the truth. We need to. We have the right, all of us, not to have started it. It's our right. If you've been betrayed several times, you need time. You need proof. You need for somebody to prove to you that, okay, I'm not going to betray you. I know you've been betrayed many times. That's okay. So, but for people to think that because they came first, that you arrived first is bloody what? You arrived first, a traitor, a greedy motherfucker. Forgive my French. So what is it? We did. What did you people do? You stole people's mandate and so now you want to steal it? Or what? I don't understand. We, who are the we? Who is more rivers than all the other rivers people? We're all rivers, all of us. We're all rivers people. All this lie of wanting to use ethnic nationality. This was the same thing they did with religion. The same thing. Oh, it's religious war. Christians versus Muslims. Big lies. People were doing dangerous business and trying to hinge it on something so that they can create a narrative. Let's not be fooled. All these people are hitmen, political hitmen. For them, it's politics. So whenever I hear somebody who should be speaking differently, speaking another language, I know what has happened. And that's why, because they know who they are, they always want to use their, according to my son, their 3-kobo eye to look at you. It's crazy. I didn't intend for this to be a very long one. Where is that newspaper? That newspaper that I saw in the kitchen that triggered my anger. Go and bring it. Let me show to my viewers what triggered my anger. He's our governor, Stephen. He's our governor. That's just the truth. He's our governor. I don't understand. How can a stranger come to my state and order? They say he's summoning. Who given that capacity? How? Which part of the Constitution? You see, I'm going to leave all of us with one statement and one question, and we all need to truly begin to ask ourselves this question and post it, and maybe somebody will respond to us. Please, do we still have a constitution in Nigeria? Because I don't see the constitution that any of Nigeria is working on. We don't. There's no respect for anybody. There's no respect for rule of law. The courts are not the last hope of the common man. In fact, they are the oppression ground for the poor. You know, I'll tell you, this was what I saw that triggered up my. This is a very old newspaper. You know, I save newspapers sometimes to help my children wrap their schoolwork. Look at this. This is a December 22nd, 2013 paper. Just look at the title. Look. This is the title. This is so. In 2013, he was fighting Amici. In 2025, he's fighting Fubara. Maybe we should fix a boxing ring for him. There's no constitution. If there's no constitution, then what exactly, what is it that makes us a country? What is it? People have no respect for the constitution. No respect. Supreme Court says don't touch money, you touch it. High Court says don't touch, don't appoint. You are there as an administrator. Just sit down there and make sure that everything is peaceful. No, you are here, you are appointing, you are removing, you are firing. What is going on? Where are we, zoo? This is worse than Banana Republic. Worse. So please, people, I just need for all of us to begin to ask this question. Is there a deliberate attempt by this group of people to discard the constitution of Nigeria as amended? If there is, can they boldly come out and tell Nigerians that this present constitution has outlived its usefulness and therefore they're putting it aside? They're going to invite Nigerians so that people can agree first whether they want to still remain in this union or move on. You know, in 2013, the US had said by 2015 Nigeria was going to discard her constitution or something, because by 2014 we had become 100 years old and so had nothing. The contract that put the contraption together expired on that day because it's for 100 years. But Nigeria being what we are and who we are, Nigerians, we still put ourselves, we are continued. You know, it was a Nigerian coach who said we were going to wumble and fumble to victory. So even in our politics, we've been wumbling and fumbling. I don't understand how in 26 years, people are still wumbling and still fumbling and still threatening people, and people are still telling people, can you just do politics? I agree, Abraham. I agree. You know, every time I hear, we worked for, if you bring in everybody in office now, from a House of Assembly to Governor to House of Reps to Senate, how many of them were legitimately voted in by their people? It's the same wuru-wuru. So if wuru-wuru brought all of you in, then do the wuru-wuru dance. But deliver governance. Deliver leadership. Deliver it. What's working? Nothing is working anywhere. So if it's working around you, then it needs to work. It needs to work. For the first time in Rivers State, pensioners got paid. Pensioners. My Guba candidate, Beatrice Tubo for Labour Party, for 8 years kept fighting for pensioners to be paid. They never got paid. Neither did she. She became an enemy as a result. But for the first time, 2 years, pensioners were getting paid. Civil servants got 13th month, twice on the roll, 13th month, and got 100,000. For the first time, we would see roads going into the riverine communities. It was no longer now unreachable, horrible terrain, blah, 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 blah. I remember them after I had come out, after they had killed people on the way to Buguma, and I came out and I said, this road connects the 3 LGAs of the Calabari people. Can you fix this road? And they did us something that is this size, where if one car broke down, you had to roll Aju to carry the car on your head to cross. You couldn't have 2 cars pass safely. We're not saying build us express end to end, and for God's sake, if we demand that, we deserve it. If we demand it, we deserve it. The oil that is being removed from our communities, if we demand it, we deserve it. But for where? Even that tiny one, we didn't have. We just had one death trap running from end to end. That was what we had. And I came out and I said, we hear you are a Mr. Project, though. We are testifying to it, but you not reach us. And some fool had the guts to go to my page and cut half of it. And I dared the person, put the full thing. Put the full if you have your chest well positioned. If you are a man with your full balls, so yeah, put it. Oh, of course they can't because they know me. Not the same people. But you know, this is not the evening for that. I came to have this conversation because not the same people, not the same thing. 13 years down the line, we're back on the same speed over the same man who is just insatiable, who just believes that he is Jehovah. But he can't be. There can only be one Jehovah, the God of heaven and of earth. There can only be that Jehovah. There can't be another Jehovah. There can't be. So anyone who dares to try, well, hi, Tikonsami. My name is Tamno Nengiofuri, not Jehovah. So I'm not. Raphael, we already will shame them so badly, eh? You see this 2027? They know. INEC knows what INEC is doing. I don't even understand. What? God, maybe my mother should have given birth to me inside. inside a boat or a car or a plane or somewhere in transit. What? Anyway, people, this is where we are. This is who we are. Governor of a state. This is the funniest thing I have seen in a very long time. The governor of a state is being summoned by a stranger who is referred to as sole administrator. My dear Patrick, we don't have a judiciary. Our judiciary is in the back pocket of one man who farts on their head and through their mouth every day. You know that sign, the justice sign? That woman is already completely blind. She's not even blindfolded. She's 100% blind right now. And the scale is weighing her down. That scale that she holds up like this. I've told them there's no point. And I've told everybody else I know who is in school trying to study law not to waste their time because the judiciary is useless. We don't have one. We don't. Where people know the law, they will tell you its technicality. They will rule, and even in their judgment, as a layman, you can see all their errors. Staring. These people don't have shame. Their children and their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren are the ones who are going to suffer this. Because, you know, when I was growing up, when you say your name, you say, what's your name? You say, Hilda Dokubo. I say, Dokubo. Which of them is your father? I went to school with this Dokubo. I say, oh, okay, that's not my dad. That's my uncle. That's my auntie. That's my this. That's my dad. Okay, so I know your father. Then your father. They will call the name of your father. That's where we're going. Very soon, their children, they will mention their names, and other children will say, oh, was it your father? Was your father now? Your father who used to steal state funds. It was your father. It was your father who sold his states. It was your father now. Was it not your father? And then the children will cry because they will be disrespected because of the kind of things that their fathers did. Their children will come and suffer for it. My dear Victor, I am firm on my position. I'm not going anywhere. I'm a Rivers woman. I deserve good governance, and I'm going to insist on it. We're not going to have strangers usurp our position. No, it will not happen. It makes no sense. There is no crisis here. So declaring a state of emergency here is a waste. It cannot be for any other thing other than state capture and our money. That's all. That's all. Why enter the ring? It's like, you know, you are in what do they call that thing? That wrestling thing that they do when they do double tag. What do they call them? Double teaming. And then you are there, you're wrestling, and then you don't tap the other person's hand for him to come in. He just jumps in, and two of you start. That's ruffle now. That's the ruffle that Idris Abdulkarim was talking about. The mago. That's it. You couldn't fight the young man by yourself. You had to drag in everybody with a lie of you will deliver. We will wait now. The people I know who deliver things are women that are pregnant. They are the ones who will deliver, not men. Men don't deliver. Men don't get pregnant. They don't have that capacity. Only women have it. We're watching.
So guys, you can say that Hilda Dokubo really said a whole lot of things. And according to many who have been saying that there is no fight in Rivers State. We don't they talk and no be today don't they talk and say there is no fight in Rivers State. What is actually happening in Rivers State? Just fight between Fubara and Wike. The president come declare state of emergency. And Wike and Fubara fight. They never ever really come out. Tell Nigerians waiting they fight for. The only thing when Wike they talk be say Fubara destroy his structure. What is that structure? And make we not forget say Amechi don't come out. Talk say there is no fight in Rivers State. So waiting they fight for Rivers State be say Wike want to take over the resources of Rivers State and also the 2027. Could it be that because Fubara is there, Fubara no give am the chance to take over the 2027, as in to hand them over to the president the way he wants it? Because if not for this state of emergency, make we tell ourselves the truth. We believe, and I believe, say Tinubu for no fit get Rivers State. It go hard for Tinubu to get Rivers State, and that is the essence of all these things. Based on the analysis of waiting people don't they talk, don't they really show say the fact be say now 2027 make them declare the state of emergency. Because Nigerians and me, I cannot even see the reason why they declared the state of emergency in the very first place. Rivers State has been peaceful, apart from the social media war we be saying now from mouth they talk up. So guys, this now waiting on they worry the people. It has been in the mind of people. Nigerians have been talking talking, but it's quite unfortunate we have a government that does not listen to his people. So please, I would like to hear your thoughts on this. Don't forget to drop them with us in the comment section. Again, I would like you to subscribe to our channel if you have not. Subscription is for free, just for you to be getting updates whenever we drop any new news. Thank you very much, and once more, help us to like and share the video. Please share this video. Nigerians really need to know what is happening in.
It's not hidden like Wike is the one controlling the sole administrator, because ask yourself who gave up the name of those sole administrators in River State. Is Wike. And Dokubo Hilda also exposed that Wike is the one that gave names to Tinubu to appoint those persons to be in River State, so that him too can also have access to River State. Like I said, all these are their plots for the next election. They want to use this as a way they can able to assess River State and, you know, do what they did the last election, rig the election, and then give River State to Tinubu as the winner of River State, whereas we know the winner. So this woman came out fearlessly and was exposing the whole lot of truth. Like I said, that woman is among the women I respect so well in Nigeria, because why? She's fearless. She always say the truth. Her and Dere to me always stand with the truth. Like she said, that this is a fight between Wike and Fubara and not River State crisis. That there's no war in River State. That's not River State, but the president went ahead to declare state of emergency in River State. Whereas we have Plateau State, Benue State that need the so-called state of emergency. But our president is not in Nigeria, rather he's in France for over 2 weeks now. But there have been some killing happening in your country, but you're in France. Then how come can you address your country whereas you're not even in the country, and you get the information, so you don't even say anything, you don't even control, you don't even do anything that will say, okay, we are working even though you're in France, but at least you are showing concern? Nothing. Only people that is busy going to every state to sympathize, to give money, support, and, you know, just give hope to Nigerians. Only people that is not even they're not even in any politics is the person doing all these wonderful things.